Hey, did you guys know that I was married before? That's right, I was married. And let me explain how and why I was married to a near 90-year-old woman. So, you're probably thinking to yourself, 90? Isn't that a bit old? Aren't you like 26? Well, I was married at 19 to a 90-year-old woman. Let me explain how. I was homeless, and what I would do on my homeless adventures besides scouring like a raccoon through the bread and looking around and hoping people would give me money on the streets, I went to the hospital, because the hospital lets you just walk through it, lets you just go through it, have free coffee, free popcorn for some reason. I don't know why I had free popcorn in the cafeteria, very strange, but I had free coffee and free popcorn, and I would go around and talk to old people. I would talk to them and learn their life tale, and as I learned their life tale, I would eat their food. And there was one woman, Margaret. Oh, lovely Margaret. She spoke to me and said, you know, you've been coming in here for a minute. You've heard my tales, and I want to tell you something very important. I said, what, Margaret? She said, my grandchildren. I don't respect them. I don't like them. And I said, why? She said, because they're mean. They're just waiting for me to die so they can get my money. And I said, oh, well, I'm sorry about that. And she said, would you like it? And I said, what? Would you like what I have? And I said, your money? Sure, just put me in your will, I guess. No, this isn't that easy. Will you marry me?
With that indecent proposal, an unorthodox love blossomed.
And I said, whoa. You got a house? I said, you got a house? And she said, yes. And I was like, well, sure. So she checks out of the hospital, and we ended up going down to the courthouses, did all the marriage license nonsense, all that jazz. And I go back to her house, and I see just a beautiful house with 17 cats, 3 dogs, and 2 lizards. There was a lot of animals in this house, and I'm allergic to cats. It was insane. We were married for 2 months, exactly 54 days, but 2 months. And during the 2 months, we went hiking. We went to the zoo. We went to the sand dunes in Michigan. We went to Belle Isle. We went to Canada. We went ice fishing. I experienced so much with Margaret. It was a core essential part. And she nizzled my gozzle. She gave me a fine pecker's toot. She took out her dentures and gave me the schlumply glomply, the glopply gop. Yes, I consummated the marriage. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was amazing. I had a great time. And after so many days, 54 days of being married, after 90 years on this earth, Margaret passed peacefully in her sleep. And it was tragic.
After a whirlwind 2 months, Saros was left with everything Margaret had.
I didn't know that she had passed. I had no idea that the woman who I had loved for 2 months, despite the very, very large age difference, and this probably being just morally incorrect on her part, but I was homeless and I was defenseless. I had no way to go. She just wanted to get back at her grandchildren. She probably could have put me in her will. She probably could have done a lot of other things to make this easier. As a matter of fact, looking back on this in hindsight, there was a lot of easier ways to go about this, but we loved each other. We had an experience, we had a bond, and it was beautiful. And after all that, after everything that happened, after everything in that whole caboggle, her grandchildren were so mad at me. They were mad. They were like, you're not getting my grandma's stuff. And I'm just like, my wife gave me everything in the will. Gave me everything in the marriage. So everything is mine. I got the house. I think I got like, what was it? Like $76,000 just in general. It was like just money. I lost it all, by the way. All that money, I lost every bit of it. I'm not gonna lie, I wasted it. I was a 19-year-old kid with like that much money. I do not give me a large amount of money. I'm not good with it. My money managing skills are horrible. But yeah, there was no lesson to this story. I just wanted to explain something to you. That was it.
I mean, you can't really choose who you fall in love with, can you? But for Saros, perhaps it was a little bit out of his control, and who could blame him anyway? Margaret may have had her less than moral reasons for picking someone 70 years younger than her to marry, but if she wanted a last hurrah, who could blame her as well? Saros doesn't seem too scared from the experience, more baffled that it even happened. I'm just glad he gave us some connection and quality time before her time was up. I do wonder, however, if the children ever got in touch. I feel like that would make a pretty good film. The comments section were rightfully baffled as well, but ultimately very happy for what the unorthodox pair found in one another. With one person saying, this is interesting, taboo but interesting, and another person saying, where's my 90-year-old with 2 months left to live? And simply, I'm just glad both of you enjoyed the relationship. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching Happiest. If you like this video, then be sure to follow our Instagram and our TikTok pages for more oddly heartwarming videos like this one. And if you've got any of your own you'd like to share, be sure to send those in.